Ever wonder why some people can just walk into a room and instantly own it, while others are practically invisible?
Same room, same crowd. But one person radiates this natural magnetism while the other shrinks into the background. Let me tell you, it's not luck. Your brain is playing an invisible game on you, and you're caught up in it every single day without even realizing it. Look, I'm not going to hit you with that cliche, toxic positivity BS like just think positive or believe in yourself. Instead, we're going to break down exactly how your brain is wired, why emotions are literally contagious, why you keep repeating the same mistakes, and how what you call confidence is actually built on a biological level. Once you get this, the way you connect with people is going to change forever. Because here's the truth. The person you're talking to doesn't really care about what you say. They vibe with the state you're in. And the best part? You can learn to control that state. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why you freeze up in certain situations and how to hack it in just 14 days. You weren't born shy, you were programmed. Most people think shyness is just a personality trait, like you're just born with it. It's actually the exact opposite. Little kids don't have a sense of shame. They don't have social anxiety. A kid will just walk up to a total stranger, say, "Want to be friends?" and 2 minutes later they're playing together. So what happens? We learn mostly through observation and imitation. When your mom, dad, or teachers are constantly telling you, "Be quiet, don't touch strangers," or "Stop staring," your brain logs those as hard rules. Repeat that for years, and those rules become unquestionable facts. By the time you're an adult, walking up to someone to strike up a conversation feels like the weirdest thing in the world. But it's not the talking that's weird, it's the fear you were taught. Meaning, you weren't born broken, you were conditioned that way. And that's actually great news, because anything learned can be unlearned. But here's the kicker most people miss. It's not just about being shy. The mask versus the real you. Everyone has two personas inside them. The real you and the mask you show the world. Why? For protection. To look strong, avoid judgment, and keep from getting hurt. Your brain builds a wall. You end up putting on a fake persona, almost like a suit of armor. Deep down you might really want something, but your outer mask slams on the brakes going, "Whoa, I don't want them to get the wrong idea." This internal tug of war is exhausting. Modern humans are basically trapped between what makes sense and what they actually desire. And because you can't just act like yourself, you walk around carrying this constant tension. Guess what? Other people pick up on that tension. If you're not comfortable in your own skin, nobody else is going to feel comfortable around you either. You know what true confidence is. It's closing the gap between who you are on the inside and who you project on the outside. So how exactly does that tension transfer to someone else? This is crucial. Emotions are contagious. Blame your mirror neurons. Your brain has these things called mirror neurons. They literally copy the emotions of the person in front of you on autopilot. If you're tense, they get tense. If you're chill and happy, they catch that vibe too. What we call a mood is really just your body's emotional, physical, and mental state at that exact moment. And it is highly contagious. You've definitely experienced this. A super miserable person walks into the room, and without saying a word, the whole energy just tanks. On the flip side, a high-energy guy walks in, and suddenly everyone is hyped. The energy behind your words hits way harder than the words themselves. If you're secretly terrified, you could deliver the smoothest line ever, and it's still gonna reek of fear. But if you're relaxed and having fun, a simple "hey" is all it takes. It's never about what you say. It's about how you feel when you say it. People aren't buying your words. They're buying your vibe. But why does that vibe sometimes just crash out of nowhere? The answer is chemistry. The dopamine versus serotonin battle. You've got two main systems running the show in your brain, dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is all about desire. It fires up when a new, unexpected reward drops. It's the gas pedal that gets you moving. Serotonin is satisfaction. It kicks in when you finally get what you want or achieve a goal, basically telling you, "Cool, you can chill now." Here's where the problem starts. If you constantly give someone the exact same attention, compliments, and validation, it's no longer new or unexpected. Their brain stops pumping dopamine, and they get bored. The first compliment gives them butterflies. The 10th one does absolutely nothing. Because it's predictable. The human brain doesn't enjoy predictability. Uncertainty doesn't kill attraction, boredom does. That's exactly why being the always nice, always validating guy just doesn't work. The brain is always chasing the new and unexpected. And you know what the most addictive form of this system is? The hot and cold dynamic hacks the brain. The brain gets hyperstimulated when it experiences the presence and absence of pleasure back to back. It's like breathing. It's not just about inhaling. The cycle of inhaling and exhaling is what keeps you alive. Communication works the exact same way. If you're 100% warm and positive all the time, their brain gets used to it, and your attention loses its value. But when you mix positive and negative, meaning sometimes you're super engaged, sometimes you're doing your own thing, sometimes you're joking around, sometimes you're dead serious, it creates unpredictability. That unpredictability keeps the dopamine firing. This is why the person who's always chasing loses their value, while the person who has their own life and isn't always available becomes a mystery. Look, this isn't about playing games or being a jerk. This is just how the brain operates. The other half of pleasure is the absence of it. If the lights are on 24/7, you go blind. You need a little darkness to appreciate the light. People literally cannot stop thinking about what they can't fully figure out. But there's an even simpler way to hack the brain. The compliance ladder. Little yes lead to big yes. The brain runs on momentum. If someone says a small yes to you, they are way more likely to say a big yes later. It's called the compliance ladder. Think about it. If you throw a frog directly into boiling water, it's going to jump right out. But if you slowly turn up the heat, it won't even notice. The human brain is exactly like that. If you ask someone for a massive favor right out of the gate, you're going to hit a wall of resistance. But if you ask for something incredibly small and simple first, and they do it, getting them to agree to a second request is infinitely easier. Because the brain loves to be consistent. It tells itself, well, I already did the first thing, so I guess I trust this person. This isn't manipulation. It's just the natural flow of human behavior. You see it everywhere. You ask a buddy to borrow a pen before you ask to borrow his car. The trick is making that very first step ridiculously small. So what's the biological fuel for all of this? Let's get down to the absolute foundation. Physical strength kills fear, and testosterone is the fuel. Social anxiety is basically your nervous system's way of saying, I'm not strong enough to handle this. When your body holds more physical strength, your fear literally shrinks. It's that simple. The male body produces about 17 times more testosterone than the female body, and that's not an accident. Testosterone isn't just about sex drive. Your fighting spirit, your mood, your energy levels, memory, fighting off depression, and just feeling solid. They are all tied directly to testosterone. When your T levels are high, your mind is sharp, words flow effortlessly, and you feel grounded around other people. What tanks it? Sitting around doing nothing, eating garbage, isolating yourself at home, and running away from your fears. What spikes it? Lifting heavy, eating clean, getting your sleep dialed in, and, most importantly, social contact. Even just a quick chat with someone you find attractive spikes your testosterone. Why? Because your brain realizes, hey, there's life out there. Time to step up. Confidence isn't just a mental game. You can't build a bulletproof mind in a weak body. If your feet aren't planted firmly on the ground, your mind won't be either. Apply all this to your daily life, and you'll see right before your eyes how the things that used to terrify you suddenly shrink into nothing. Because real confidence isn't talked into existence, it's lived.